behind you is a literal ton of gold. It is 99.99% pure solid gold. It is not made out of concrete. It is not made out of styrofoam. And much to my disappointment, it is not a gigantic chocolate coin. However, that would be delicious. I'm pretty sure I'd be there for a while though. Now, we made this coin in 2011 because our dearly departed Queen Elizabeth, she decided to come visit us then, and we thought she'd for 24 hours on Wall Street in New York of all places. Pretty bizarre. I absolutely have no idea why. My only reasoning as to why I think they would have done something like that is perhaps a fun challenge to see whether anyone would have done anything with the coin. Thankfully, no one did, unless you have Superman super strength or a forklift. I am pretty sure you are not going to have much luck getting this big coin anywhere. Now, this coin has three values. Its first value is its face value. So the side of the coin that has the Queen's head on it, just underneath there is a 1 and 6 zeros. That is $1 million, and that is how much this coin is worth in face value. So say if you managed to miraculously get this coin out of here, roll up to a bank, which I'm sure they wouldn't have questions of where you got this from, they would actually have to give you the $1 million for it. You couldn't cash this coin in anywhere else, like say going to Coles and buying your groceries, or perhaps going to buy yourself some clothes. But if you took it to the bank, they would give you the $1 million for it. That'd be nice to have in your bank account, wouldn't it? Now, there's still a couple more values though. The second value is its material value. The material value kind of works with the gold price. So whenever the gold price is high, same for the value of this coin. And you can also say the same whenever the gold price goes down. As I mentioned earlier, this coin does weigh a ton, and it is 99.99% pure solid gold. So, of course, it is going to be worth a lot. Well, in material value today, this coin should be worth roughly around $167 million. If it hasn't popped up on the screens already, it probably will soon. It might have changed throughout the day, it often does. But $167 million, that is an insane amount of money. There's still a value that is worth more than that. The third value is its collector's value. We are not exactly sure how much this coin would be worth in collector's value, but what we do know is that this coin has never been sold before. It is one of a kind, and it also holds the record for being the Guinness World Records largest gold coin, which is a pretty cool title for us to have. So we believe that in collector's value, this coin would be worth more than its material value. I'll kind of put into a real life example for you guys. So hypothetically, of course, if we did decide to put this coin in a private auction,
walked the arduous 500 kilometres from the nearest grave here.
into the mill house. Now this room used to be our original refinery for 91 years, but now we mostly use this room just for gold pours and tours for you guys nowadays. Now before I get into some of the history about this spectacular room, I am just going to prepare the gold and put it into the furnace, because I'll pretty much do that now, or very shortly, and then I'll talk for about 10 minutes and the gold will be pretty much melted by that time, and then I'll be ready to go for you guys. So that's why I'm just going to get it ready now. Just bear with me for a moment, and then I'll tell you guys what I'm doing as I go through it with you guys. But just grabbing it from the safe, so just a sec. Alright. So, gold bar that I'll be pouring, well, the gold that I'll be pouring for you guys today is for 45 kilos. Hands up, have any of you guys seen a gold pour here before in the past? Yeah, a couple people? Awesome, cool. A lot of newbies as well. You'll be able to get more photos of the gold bar after the gold pour. But with the new furnace, we've got an induction furnace now, so it takes a lot less time for the gold to melt. So I'm going to come over here. This is our induction furnace here. And this is our crucibles. I'll explain what these are a bit later. It kind of looks like a pot plant or a little coffee mug, but we're going to pop it into here, rest it there. We'll come over to this panel, press melt gold, and these ones off yet, because there's obviously I need to pour the gold into a certain place. So this big box here, this is called our kiln, and this is what is keeping our iron mold very warm. A lot of people use kilns for pottery, but this is that iron mold that I'm going to be pouring the gold into today. So we'll keep that one about here. Very, very hot. I feel the heat through my gloves there. So with that new furnace, probably going to take about 10 minutes for it to melt. And you can see that there's a temperature gauge. It pretty much just measures how hot the gold is. After a period of time, it'll pop up my screen here, and it'll go green when it's around 1,250 degrees Celsius. If you guys aren't sure, gold's melting point is just over 1,000 degrees Celsius, but we set our furnace to around 1,250. That's generally how hot we keep it. So 10 minutes, not very long for the gold to melt. With this furnace, it does, thankfully, because we used to be quite tired after doing gold pours because of all the heat. With this new furnace, it pretty much retains all the heat within inside the furnace, which is great, because after doing every gold pour, there'd be heat everywhere. You guys would feel it from where you guys were, and we'd all exhausted after a gold pour. But before I talk more about the cool new aspects of our furnace and the history about this room, there is a few things for you guys. When they did a report it was about the temperature from the back of the room behind you guys, from when this room used to be the original refinery, and it said the temperature from the back of the room was from around 55 to 57 degrees Celsius. That is really, really hot. So, as I said, imagine just dealing with 15 furnaces, but if that's the heat, the temperature from the back of the room, just imagine how hot it would have been up here in the action, only working with most of the guys. They didn't have proper PPE on, they were wearing short sleeve shirts, some of them had one glove on. It's just absolute PPE and safety hazard disaster, pretty much. So that's why, very grateful that our safety standards have significantly improved over the years. I will explain my PPE now. Like I said, it does probably look a little bit funny, but we'll start off with the apron and the mitts and sleeves. Now, the mitts and sleeves and apron, they're all made out of the same three materials. The first material, the underlayer, is actually merino wool. Now, merino wool is non-combustible, so say if something horrible occurs today when I do my gold pour for you guys, which granted, hopefully that shouldn't happen, because I do know what I'm doing here, just means I won't set on fire, thankfully. Now, the internal layer, that is Kevlar. That is used in bulletproof vests, which is quite cool. And astronauts and Formula One drivers, they have that in their uniform, so I guess you could say it puts me in the ranks of those guys. And not too shiny on my apron nowadays, but rather shiny on my sleeves here. This is aluminium. Aluminium is very good for deflecting heat away from me when I'm working with the furnace. Like I said, this furnace thankfully nowadays doesn't produce too much heat, but it's always great for when you can feel a little bit of the heat. Obviously, I still want my hair and eyebrows attached as well, so I'm going to have to wear a face shield when I'm doing the gold pour. So that's very, very heavy because I have, in a matter of fact, in a couple of years that I've been here, singed my hair at least once. It was fine, just didn't smell very good. And then I've got my blue leather welding gloves as well, and these are great. I'll pretty much very shortly explain what I'll be doing for the gold pour process. For those that have been here before, it has changed quite a bit. But yeah, I might as well explain it now. So why don't I? So first of all, we pretty much just put on all my PPE. I'm just going to run through the gold pour process with you guys, so that when I do the gold pour, it pretty much all makes sense. So we come over here, we dim the lights down. I'll leave them for now. But then what happens, well, probably, yeah, I'll keep this down, and then we'll come over here. Keep that up, actually, it'll make that weird sound. So we'll come over here, press this monitor, and that's going to raise the crucible, just like you saw it disappear earlier. Then I will grab my tongs, and once the crucible has fully risen and stopped, I will slide my tongs around the crucible, pick it up, and then we're going to come over here and pour the gold into that iron mold right there. Once that's done, come over here. Obviously my face shield will be down when I'm doing all that, but it's making some weird sounds when I've got it on and the microphone on. So when the gold is when it's solidifying, it's actually going to only take around less than 90 seconds for it to fully solidify. So we'll come over, swap my gloves out for my blue leather welding gloves. We'll then grab my tray from our water station over there. And then once the gold is fully solidified, we'll have to wait for it to be first before we do any flipping. Once it's ready, we'll flip the gold bar onto the tray, and then I'll show you guys my brand spanking new gold bar. Once that's done, I'm then going to submerge it into this tub of water. The water in this tub is nothing special. It's just, so I think we can do just a little bit better than that. At least it's putting the enthusiasm down just a little bit. I mean, most of you guys said you haven't even seen a gold pour here before, so you should be more excited. It's very fun watching a gold pour every time. I find it very exciting. So why don't we try that again, alright? Are we ready for a gold pour? Yeah! That was better, much better. Alright, I'll turn my lights down just a little bit, and then we'll get ready to go. We'll see you guys on the other side very soon, and I hope you enjoy. You'll see that it's slowly starting to get darker towards the center. That means it is almost ready. Alright. Sorry about that noise, guys. Okay, it's pretty much almost set. Just a bit of a heads up, sometimes when we flip the gold bar, it can get quite noisy. So if any of you are sensitive to noise, I would recommend covering your ears for this part. Alright. Still very, very hot. The way too hot for me to touch with my bare hands. So we're going to pop in here. Voila. Beautiful, very shiny, still very, very hot though. So we're going to leave him here for a little while. Sorry about that smell, that's the glove burning when I drag my hand along the flame. Let that settle for a little bit. A little bit tired after that gold pour. Most of us gold pourers are after a gold pour, but I'm not the one you should feel sorry for here. You should actually feel sorry for this gold bar, because after this tour, it is actually going to be popped straight back into that furnace, and it is going to be melted down a few more times today. We like to say that that gold bar is the most hard-working employee here at Perth Mint, because it rocks up to work every day, it doesn't have a sick day, and it doesn't even ask for a pay raise. Now, unfortunately, one day, its co-worker, it had let it down. I'll tell you what I mean by that. So, one day, this is about 5 years ago, right? This is when we had our old furnace, and what happened was, our gold pourer, he had taken the crucible out of the furnace, and he was just doing a gold pour, like you guys, for you guys, that's for a tour like you guys. And what happened was, he took it out, and noticed that there was a bit of a problem. That tour that day, they did not get a successful gold pour. I hope they got a refund at least. But we had to wait 3 days before we could go anywhere near our furnace again in order for it to completely cool down. When we looked at the bottom of our furnace, we were left with the world's largest golden pancake sitting at the bottom of it and us gone. And then they had returned our furnace. That old original gold bar was about 27 years old, which is very old for a gold bar, especially for doing gold pours. The one that we got replaced with, that it got replaced with was about 5 years old. And the one that I've now poured for you guys just today, in front of you guys, is about 2 weeks old. So I have that shiny gold bar. What do you guys think? Do you think I should touch it? Do you think it should be alright? No? Yes? Did someone say yes? What? Still feels quite warm. Oh gosh, I'm nervous. No, just kidding. That's all good. Gold bar's completely fine. I didn't burn myself at all. The gold bar's about room temperature, so it's completely safe to touch. It actually only took 2 minutes for the gold bar to completely cool down. Now the reason is because gold is a very good conductor, hence why it is used in a lot of things, such as cars. Here we have it, our 4.5 kilo gold bar. Very, very shiny, isn't it? But I'm afraid none of you guys will be able to touch this gold bar that I'm holding here today. I'm surprised I'm even allowed to touch this, but I'm sure my security guard friend over there. Once the tour is over, just walk straight out of here, out of this room, straight ahead into our old original vault. Turn right, the gold bar in there weighs a lot more than this one. That one is restricted by steel bars, so you can't go anywhere with it, I'm afraid, but at least you can still feel rich for a few fleeting seconds. The gold bar in there weighs about 12.4 kilos. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that I casually get to play with this much worth of gold every day, or most days, and multiple times a day, so pretty crazy. But this gold bar, even though it only pretty much sees the furnace and the safe every day, it doesn't go anywhere else, and it wouldn't be ready to go off into the market and be sold off if it was to go, hypothetically, be sold into the market yet, because it doesn't have the seals that it needs to, or it doesn't have any seals yet. Which, when I mean seals, when I say seals, I mean stamps. So at the start, we would have our logo. So the Black Swan logo, the logo that you guys have on your wristbands, and then underneath that, we would have its purity, so 99.99% pure solid gold. Then its weight. Now I told you guys the gold bar weighs 4.5 kilos. That is true, it does. Makes for a rather expensive dumbbell as well. But anyone that deals with precious metals, we always weigh them in troy ounces. So you would say this gold bar weighs 150 troy ounces. So if you're not sure about troy ounces, they are a little bit more than your regular ounces. But otherwise, this pretty much concludes the tour, guys. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask myself or any of my co-workers. If you did enjoy the tour, say the tour guide's name was Dakota. If you didn't enjoy the tour, say the tour guide's name was Emma. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Feel free to wander out the rest of your day.
Looks good, doesn't it?